Hey kids, welcome back to Worth the Spin. Little test there. So it seems, I'm not a professional at none of this, obviously, but it seems like YouTube is giving me goofy little thumbnails for my videos. The last one's pretty hysterical. Unless you're me, I don't find it funny. So I'm not sure how to change that. It looks kind of goofy. So yeah, there you go. Anyway, hey, welcome back to Worth the Spin. All right, I'm your host, Jack. Same guy here every week. Every other week, whenever we do this gig, we get together. We sit around, talk about some records, laugh at my ability to constructively put those thoughts out there. And we go from there. So, all right, we're all having a good time. All right, so anyway, today we're going to talk Beatles records. And we're probably going to do that for the next video, too. Because I'm probably not going to get all the way through what I have currently. So we will probably cut that into a couple of videos. I have 3 more that's on the way. I probably won't get those until probably Monday or something. So we'll have those to chit-chat about too. Alrighty, so number 1. They are, for you who may or may not know, they are not in Japanese. They are still English singing records. So there seems to be a few different, and I'm not 100% super knowledgeable on Japanese pressings. I know some about them. I don't know a ton. I know that they're just kind of cool, and it's another facet of Beatles records for me to collect, and that's what I do. I collect things. So what we all do, we collect things. If it's not Beatles records, it's toys. If it's not toys, it's sports cards. If it's not that, it's something else. And, we collect that stuff. We go to the ends of the earth to collect it, and we put it on a shelf. And then we say, I can finally rest. And then we start over again the next day. That's just the way it is. So there are a few different sets, it seems to be, series, whatever, of Beatles Japanese pressings. So I'll do my best to kind of muddle through the best I can with what I currently have and the knowledge that I do know. So the first one I want to talk about is this one, and I thought this was really neat because I came across this one and I didn't notice on the video when I was talking to the guy that it had a special label and it was gold numbered and all that kind of stuff until I got it. So there is a set that was released in the 1990s, and they were the 30th anniversary final series, it's called, of Beatles albums. And there are 4 different ones in that set. And no, I do not remember exactly what all 4 were in that set. But I do know the very 4th one is Beatles for Sale, because that's the one that I got. And that is this one right here. So these are pretty cool. And I will tell you this, so far of the Beatles, Japanese Beatles albums that I have acquired and I have listened to, this seems to have the best sound quality to it. So this is Beatles for Sale. And this came out March 25th, 1992. It's a mono limited edition, 1 of 5,000. And this was for the 30th anniversary of this album. And I'll show you the Obi strip. There you go, right there. I'm going to do this kind of slower than I usually do it. I go kind of quick. So that's your Obi strip for this one. I do know what the other 3 are. I read, but I don't remember what they are. I haven't done a lot of research on these things. I don't have a lot of time to do research. Or I'm too lazy. I don't know. You check whatever box you want to check. I don't have time. I'm too lazy. I don't know. Alrighty, so this album cover mimics the original British Beatles release of Beatles for Sale. And this is your back cover. Of course, your main difference, as you'll notice, is that you have an apple right there. And your gatefold is going to look pretty much like this, which looks like the regular gatefold. And the other side of the Obi strip is in there. I'll let you take a little look at that. That's good enough. You don't need to look all day. All right, so there you go. So that's that. And we're going to take a look at the album itself, because why would we not? Dust, the world's enemy. Here's side 1. And we'll flip it for side 2. All right, and this is on the EMI Odin label. It's black with gray. I'm not 100% sure that this is a first pressing of this. I believe that it is, because, again, it's a limited of 5,000 copies, so they say. I inquired to the gentleman I got this from if he had the other 3, and he said no, but he would work on getting them for me. It's never good, I think, when you asked, because then they know you're looking for something. That means, well, I know they want it, so that means I can jack the price up a little bit more. That's my thought process when I go to the shows, be it, toy or record or whatever. I never ask, do you have? I just thumb through because I don't want them to know what I'm looking for. To me, it makes it harder to make a deal if they know, well, I know you want it. So, yeah, hey, I'm not cutting down on the price. So I like to kind of keep that information to myself. So this is a mint record. This cover, everything is just totally mint on this. It's really awesome. Sounds phenomenal. This album sounds really, really phenomenal. Of the Japanese ones, it is the best so far. The record came in this rice sleeve, which I don't want to take out all the way because these things are a little bit of a bugger to get back in. And they wrinkle quite easily. You also get, and that's why we don't take them out, kids. You also get this little cool insert with it, and it's mostly in Japanese. Tells you the songs that's on there and has a little info on this album and the songs themselves. I can't read it, and my interpretation device that I use on my phone with a recent update has gone kapooey. It does not worky. So there you go. There's a little bit of that. That's all you probably want to see of that. So this album sounds really, really good. I got to tell you, this album sounds pretty much on par with the original recording. I'm very happy with the sound quality on it. And of all the Japanese records I've got thus far, it sounds the best. So we'll deal with that disaster later. Next one. So this one came without an OB strip, but it was a little bit cheaper because of that. I apologize, but kind of wish I'd held out for one with the OB strip, but it's all right. So this next one I have is Abbey Road. And it sounds very, very nice. This is a very nice sounding copy of Abbey Road. This one was June 20th of 1976, and this is part of the Beatles Forever series. So the two main ones that I have looked into and that I'm interested in collecting is the Beatles Flag series and the Beatles Forever series. I'm told other ones are represses of represses and really don't sound very good, so you kind of want to stay away from those. So I'll take their advice. This is the back side, by the way. And inside of this one, you get black inner sleeve, because that's what they were using at the time. You get another rice paper sleeve, which we're not taking it out again. That's one disaster is enough for today, I think. And you get an insert, which is pretty cool. And this insert has the songs on there in English. The rest of it's all in Japanese. So I don't know what it's saying, but if you do read Japanese, there you go. So this is another one that came in tip-top mint condition, which is I love. And these records have been not very affordable for me, but they have been affordable as far as my budget will allow. And so I'm very happy with them, especially the sound quality of them. They came from two different dealers. This came from one dealer, and though it looks really, really immaculate, it has a little more crackle on it than I want. I'll show you the record. This is another AMI Odin label with the black and gray. And this is the front. And that is the back. And this is a prime example of it can look like it just came out of the factory, but still have some crackle to it. I don't mind a little crackle, but when it interferes with the song, it's a little bit annoying. And this does somewhat. So I'm not real happy about that. But the sound quality of this record is very good, though. It sounds really good. It's pretty much on par with the British one. And I compare these to the British ones, not so much the American ones, because on a lot of these earlier ones, the track listings are different, and you had that loud reverb on the American ones. You got the echo effect and stuff, so that kind of plays into taking a little bit of the enjoyment out of it. Just so you know, to make this, because all record players are different. All stereos sound different. Doesn't matter what they are, who they're made by. They're always a little bit different. So the setup that I have that I currently use is Fluence RT85, and it has an Afron 2M blue needle on it, and I have Fluence bookshelf speakers. They are AI 41s, though when I'm listening to, and they do a great job, good, but when I'm listening to something for the quality, so I want to know exactly the quality of it, I'll listen through headphones, because I think that's the only way to really, really get the full experience of how something sounds on is through headphones. So it blocks out all the other noise, and you don't have it going in different directions in the room. You just got it going where it needs to go. So you can pick up all the little bitty things in there that you're trying to listen for, and you might not hear while listening through speakers. So I listen to my music through these. They are a Beats Solo 4, and these are fantastic sounding headphones. I got these off Amazon for less than half of what they go for, and so that was pretty awesome. So just so you know, when I listen to things and I'm listening for the quality and how it sounds, that's what I'm listening through is headphones. And a lot of people, I think, that sell records and that, they just put them on a turntable and listen to it. They don't hear a lot of the little stuff that's going on with that record that you would hear through headphones. So when they describe it, they're not really describing it completely accurately, because you've got the music going in a room. Sometimes your speakers are up high or down low, or they're here, they're there, or whatever. Mine, I got one there, I got one over there. And it works for my small room that I have them in. But some of the things that are on here I would not pick up had I not been listening to them through headphones. So this record does sound really good. Japanese Beatles albums are known to be what they consider a little lighter. The bass is pretty much cut out of these albums. Not all the way, but it's pretty well reduced dramatically. There's not a lot of bass to the drums. Bass drum, you don't hear a whole lot. But other than that, these things sound really, really good. And the reason that they kind of lightened them is because in Japan, people, they live in real houses with real thin walls. And because everything's, made cheaply and all condensed, and your neighbors are right there. And, if you don't have a real thick wall, they're going to hear everything going on. So that's kind of the reason why, that I was told at least, why these have this kind of a lighter sound to them. But I highly recommend these that are on the EMI old and black and gray labels, because so far the two that I do have sound really, really nice on those. So the next one we'll talk about, now we're getting into the Forever series, which I only have 2 albums in the Forever series so far. I've been kind of focused on the Flag series. So here we're going to look at Rubber Soul. And this is your cover, and it pretty much, these covers are pretty much mimic the British ones. Here's your Obi strip, if you want to look at that. And we'll take this out. This will be your back of your album. Pretty much just mimics the British release. It's the back of your Obi, in case you're curious about that. Where is it? There's not a lot on there. So there's that. And this one, I have my own sleeves, so it takes me a minute. All right, so this one, it's Osborne. Again, get a black sleeve. It came in this black sleeve. And it also came with the rice paper insert, should have, and I didn't get a rice paper insert with this one. So no worry about making a mess out of that record. This is your insert sheet. It's pretty much all in Japanese. The song titles are in English, but everything else is, in Japanese. What's that song? Everybody speaking Japanese? Seems that way, don't it? So there you go. Oh, take that back. There's a little paper, the rice sleeves right there. I thought I had it. But we're going to leave it where it's at, because the last thing we want to do is get another one of those things floating around this room in here. Alrighty, so we'll put that back in there. And this is a 1973 copy. And as far as pressings wise, first, second, blah, 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 I'm not really sure on these. And this one is on the Apple label. And there's your label side 2. And side 2 is spelled uniquely different. Just a misprint. So there you go. And again, excellent looking album. It sounds fantastic. It sounds really good. Again, it has that kind of a light sound to it. So where the bass is kind of lowered, and it's not really gone. It's there. It's just on a lot lower level to hear. It does sound a little different because of that. You're listening for some of Paul's signature deals, and you can't really hear them. But it still sounds really good. I had to listen to a couple of these a few times because the first time, like, man, like, I got one I listened to, and it was like it was coming out of one speaker only is what it sounded like. And another one is just horrible, horrible sounding. But after I listened to them a few more times, maybe it's some fuzz on my needle or something, they sound a whole lot different now than what they did. They sound really good. So this is great. Again, it's just like the British album, just toned down as far as bass is concerned. But it's really good. I really like it. Like I said, so far the best pressings for me are the ones that I'm collecting are the Forever and the Flag series. I'm not sure what the other 1 or 2 series are that are floating out there. I've seen pictures from people on them, and it's a red OB and doesn't have an Apple label on it or nothing. And I'm told it's a whole different series. So I don't know if I'll get into that one or not. I think these 2 are probably more than enough for me. All right, now we're going to look at this one. Let It Be. Let It Be. This is February 25th, 1971. This had a second OB with it. It was a gold OB. Unfortunately, it does not have it in here. This is the first pressing, though, but it does not have that gold OB, and it does not have that sheet that has the info on it. That is missing, too, unfortunately. Though I did get the rice paper sleeve and the black paper sleeve. And the rice paper sleeve wants to come out already and be a problem. And homie, don't play that. All right. So, as you know, I take all mine out and I put them in different sleeves because they're easier to get to in and out through here, and you don't mess up the original sleeves. I like to have the original sleeves in there. And this is the back of it. Pretty much, again, we're just mimicking. And I believe, from what I can tell, this is pretty much the U.S. This is the U.S. version of Let It Be. There's not really much difference here. Not really no difference at all. You're listening to, it's like they took the original tapes for the U.S. Let It Be version and pressed them onto this vinyl. That's pretty much what it is. There's your inside for you. I think we're all quite familiar with that. So there's that. We'll take a look at the record. And the record, again, is on an Apple label. There's side 2. And it's in really fantastical condition. This album sounds great. There's no big surprises in any of these Japanese albums. You're not going to put one on and go, wow, that blows everything else away that I've heard. It's just not going to happen. You're going to feel like I do, kind of, well, it's pretty close to what the original version is. Or, that's, lacking a little bit because the bass is so low on it. It doesn't bother me so much that the bass is so low on these. I've never been a big bass guy, but it is nice to hear Paul do certain parts on his bass during certain songs, and you don't get that option on these. So again, this is Let It Be, and it's a Japanese one. These are all worth the spin. Everything's always worth the spin to me. There's nice albums. They're really good. I have, I think, maybe 7 more and 3 on the way. So we have more to talk about. So I'm just going to kind of break it up a little bit so I can be a little more informative instead of trying to cram all of them in at one time. So these albums are really cool. So if you're a Beatles fan and you just like to look for different variations, different versions of the albums, different covers, different labels, different whatever, there's a ton out there for you to get, to collect. If you just want to hear just the Beatles mainly, just buy just the main record and that's it. And don't worry about anything else because you're just wasting your money and your time. And these aren't something that you're going to go, I want to listen to this version instead, so let me pull this out of my collection instead of listening to the regular version, then there's really no point in getting these. If there's something you're going to buy to collect just to sit there, you know, it's not, to me, it's not really worth the money. I got a deal on these from the guys I got them from, but a lot of the prices that I'm seeing out there are starting in the $50 range per album. And then if you get the red vinyl ones, which I would like to have, you're talking $100, $150, $200, $300 right off the bat. So I don't want to hear any of them that bad. It has to be something I'm going to listen to. I'm not going to spend the money if it's $2, $10, $100 if I'm not going to listen to that. That's a waste of money to buy something and just set it back and go, that's it. You know, I'm not listening to it anymore. So if you get them, listen to them, and get the ones you can afford. The Flag series and Forever series so far are the best for me. They're economical. At least the guy I'm getting them from, they're economical. I think he partially is kind of a, you know, I need to push these out the door and get rid of them kind of thing. So that helps, but I'm getting really nice deals on these. So that is definitely a plus. Alrighty, so that's what I got for you this time. Go out and check out some of those Beatles pressings. They're cool, man. They are cool. These old bees are a neat little collector thing. You got to have them all. They're like Pokemon, right? So, great stuff. They're the Beatles. What do you want me to say? I'm not going to tell you. If the Beatles were bad, I'd tell you they were bad. But so far, I haven't come across any bad records. So, that includes their solo stuff. I like pretty much all their solo stuff. So, I'm not going to tell you anything's bad because I don't think so. Alright, I hope you liked this video. If you did, hang on, fancy graphics here. It's in 3D. Yeah. Give it a thumbs up, please. Makes me feel better. Makes me I did something and maybe somebody watched and said, wow, I really didn't enjoy that. I don't think he knows what he's doing, but it is an entertaining little video, so thumbs up for that. Subscribe if you'd like to. That way you know when I have new content out. Sometimes with my life and things that are going on in it, I'm not always on time. I'm never on time, but I do what I can. I think I posted one today, and that would be an on-time one since today's Wednesday. My goal was every Wednesday, so that's pretty good. So this one should be for next Wednesday, or a little bit before. We'll see what happens. So that's all I got for you there. Next time, we'll talk about some more Beatles Japanese pressings, and we'll get ready to talk about that big Wings greatest hits that's coming out. I think that's 2 weeks away. No big hurry for it, but it's about 2 weeks away, I think. Alright, again, thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you watch some of my past videos and enjoy them, and future videos, I hope you enjoy those if I get them up on time for you to watch. Leave me a like if you'd like. Leave me a comment. I love comments. I like talking about other stuff. I like talking about Beatles mainly, but I'll talk about other stuff. I appreciate everybody chipping in or tuning in and watching this. So until next time, same bat time, same bat channel. Thanks for joining me. Be kind out there. Sprinkle a little love over everybody. And do one kind thing. Just one kind thing. Not even just today. Do it if in a week. So do one kind thing a week would be cool, and try to help somebody smile or brighten their day in some way. We can do it. If we all do it at one time, we'll have a whole planet of people running around being nice. That would be kind of cool to see, to tell you the truth. Alright, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Hope you got something out of this video. Again, if you're feeling temptress, go back and watch some of my other videos and see if you like those. And I will see you next time. Thanks.